Hey everybody, welcome to Cashing In on Valentine's Day 2024. First things first, can you hear me and see my screen? Just give me a 1 in the chat box if you can. Everybody good to go? We got a lot of people on here, which is wonderful. I know Valentine's Day is a pretty big event. Let's see some ones just to make sure everybody can hear and see. Good, good, good. Awesome. All right, and second thing, let me know where you're at. Type your location in the chat box. We'll see who's furthest away. Most of you know I'm in London. The fake London, Ontario, Canada. 2 hours from Toronto, 2 hours from Detroit. Where are you guys located? A lot of people on here, which is wonderful. We have BC, nice. Florida, Texas. 3 from California, lovely. New York, wonderful. What else we got? Oh, there's Mexico, right on. Texas, 2 from Texas, nice. Okay, so I am going to, I know some people are still coming on, and we started like right on time here, but I do have to dive in. So I thank you for coming on, but I do have a lot of stuff to show you, a lot of stuff to go through. So basically, what are we going to cover? Well, the 3 basic things are what to sell, some great products that we're going to go through, and number 2 is like how to sell them. So you need people looking at your products, and I think that's one of the areas where we struggle with the most is we can list as many products as we want. If nobody's looking at them, they're not going to buy them. And number 3 is how to speed things up. You can do it alone if you wanted to, but why would you? So who's this for? The following people who want something different, people who just want to profit from Valentine's Day, and positive action takers. It's not for those negative people, the finger pointers, quitters, bad attitudes, all around unpleasant people. You're here, so I don't think you're the second one. I think you're the first one. If you stay until the end, I do have something for you, of course. But before we begin, I usually like to introduce myself. This time, not going to. If you want to know more, Google my name or PPC Coach. You'll find out about me. I'm an entrepreneur, father of 5 daughters, husband, working full time online for myself since 2007. But enough about me. Most of you know me by now. Instead, let's talk about you. So, is this you? You buy a course or a group coaching program or a boot camp or some program to help you. You're pumped. You're thinking, this is it finally. You devour the training for the first 2 or 3 days. Then it gets to the action taking part. So, you start losing interest. You binge watching Breaking Bad again. It's looking better and better. But you're committed. So, you make one attempt at selling something. It flops. You don't log into the course or group or coaching program again. Um, that happens. It can happen. You're human. Does that hit close to home? It's okay if it does. I know some of you on this call are not those people at all, but I do have action takers here too. Maybe you're an action taker who gives everything the good old college try. You've seen others succeed. You know it's possible, but it just doesn't seem to click for you. Now what do? Well, start seeking out free training. There's a ton out there. Start seeking out paid training. Most are from former students of mine. So you continue to struggle and continue not making any more money, or you end up in a vicious cycle of constantly buying, constantly failing, thinking of giving up. But you don't. The point is, you're not going to give up on your dream. Your dream's your goal. Your goal is what keeps you going. So goals are good. We all have them. What's yours? So let's hear your goal. Type it in the chat box now. I want to see those numbers. I love seeing these. They pump me up. What is it per month that will make you happy? Is it 1,000? Is it 5,000? Is it 10,000? Who's my 100,000 guy or girl? Somebody's on here. I know somebody's going to pump out a big number. 10K, love it. It used to be, yeah, 10K seems to be the norm. 10, 10, 10, 25, just be different. 1,000, I'd be happy just making any kind of money. Nice. So we have a wide range here today, which is wonderful because everybody's in a different spot. Everybody's doing different things. Everybody's in different positions. So some people are 1 or 2 tweaks away too from really making a good living. So this is mine. You guys may have seen this before. 3 million cash invested at 5%. Corporate bond ladder pays me 150,000 a year. 12.5 per month for the rest of my life without lifting a finger again, so I can focus on my kids and my wife daily. That's my goal. Now, I'm not there yet, but I am working on it. The point is, without that goal, I would struggle to keep going some days. Some days absolutely stink. A campaign will flop for no reason at all. Customer can't log in. I have to deal with software issues. I have competitors copying me left, right, and center. Facebook bans you. That's another thing. That's one of the most frustrating of all things that can happen to you as a print on demand marketer or a digital product marketer. So my D day was December 29th, 2021. logged into the old Facebook account after I had shut down my campaigns for, I think, 4 days. I think it was Christmas, December 25th, I shut down my campaigns after a huge fourth quarter. And then, sure enough, got the old, you're suspended, banned, whatever. So Facebook restricted my advertising account. Not a ban, they said. Your accounts are fine. It's just you can't advertise. I'm like, what the heck is the difference? Anyway, that was 2019. We're now in 2024. That was like, man, almost 5 years ago. I keep going. It's not the end of the world. And I keep going because I have a goal. So why tell you all that? Well, crap's going to happen to you, and you need something to keep you going too. Bad days happen. Goals give you something to focus on. You can feel sorry for yourself. You can wallow in self-pity. I've done that. Or you can change anything you want in your life. I've done that too, which is why you're here. Maybe you've tried and failed. That's why I put together the Valentine's Day 2024 boot camp. More on that later. Let's get into the training now. Today, we're going to cover 3 things that are going to help you. So let's dive in. I can't wait. Number 1 is what to sell. So Valentine's Day gifts people buy to give to someone. Here's the kicker though. I have a method that's called the combo method that I want to say preys on men being late for everything because that's what it does. And I don't really want to give away the full method, but it involves a print-on-demand product plus a digital product. And using this combo method, I can sell right up to the date, which is perfect because what do men do? They forget. They forget to buy gifts for their woman, for their wife, for their girlfriend, for their whoever they're buying for. They forget. So they wait till like last minute. And at the last minute, they can't really get a print-on-demand product online sent to them unless it's Amazon, and we're not Amazon. So we need to adjust, and we need to figure out a method that works that we can sell right up to the date safely without getting people ticked off at us because they didn't get the product. Because we do a combo of a physical product and a digital product, that means we can go right up to the date. And I'm going to explain this fully later on. I don't want to give away the full secret because that's kind of the point of this, but that's the basic gist. We can combine physical and digital so we can go right up to the date, which is awesome. So Etsy, actually, let's talk Etsy for 1 second. They did us a favor. So a few months back, Etsy, in their wisdom, decided message cards, you know those message cards, it's a box with a necklace and a message. They're like, you know what? We're going to ban all those from Etsy. You can't sell those on here anymore. We're not, all those print-on-demand companies like Shine On and Gear Bubble, meh, we're not going to let you guys on here anymore. In fact, they removed the integration for Shine On and Gear Bubble from Etsy because of this. So the reason being, the bottom line was they're not handmade. So Etsy banned them from their site. And I think what happened is a lot of sellers went onto Etsy and listed these message cards as handmade, which was horrible training that they got and really bad advice that they got. Whoever told them to put them as handmade, shame on you. You just took them all down from Etsy by doing that stupid move. Anyway, Etsy, it's their site, it's not yours. So when you open a shop on Etsy, it's an Etsy shop. It's not your shop. You can, I mean, we want to make money on there. I'm going to get into Etsy in a minute, but this is actually awesome that these can't be sold on Etsy because what it did is it just wiped out a ton of competition. So all these buyers that were going onto Etsy to buy message cards, they can't go to Etsy and buy message cards anymore. They have to go to other places. Where are they going to go? Google. They're going to Google this. They're going to Google things. They're going to go on social and stuff is going to like pop up in front of them where people can still sell them, but you have to sell them on your own store. This is not a bad thing. This is a huge opportunity. So whoever trained all these sellers to make their listing on Etsy as handmade, thank you. I appreciate you being horrible at your job and wiping Etsy message cards off of Etsy. That is a huge opportunity and a wonderful thing for everybody else who still wants to sell them. So you can build a store. You can sell message cards, which are perfect gifts for Valentine's Day. Now, there is a cutoff that comes up, but I know a way to deal with that too by combining digital with physical. So you want to see a store? Check out this baby. I don't know if I showed you guys this before, but this is one from our friends over at Shine On. I think they have other ones now too, but I really like this store. It's kind of cool because it gives me lots of ideas. So you can go to the main page here. It's BELESME.com. Belesame. You go to collections, and there's a bunch. Or you go to occasions, and oh, there we go, Valentine's Day. Right here, we can even filter these by, oh, usually we could do bestseller. Apparently they took that down. Oh no, sort by best selling. So the wonderful folks over there, and I believe this is their site still, put up 92 message cards and sorted it by bestsellers for us. How kind of them. Because now we can go and make our own version. And look at what they're selling for. This is Canadian, so that in US, let me just figure that out real quick. Apparently it shifted my store to Canadian. So 82 Canadian to USD 61, about, we'll call it $59.99. They're selling it for US, which leaves a lot of wiggle room to run ads and make some decent profit. This shop itself, I believe, is a Shopify store, but there's 92 examples right there of things that work. Yeah, there it is, Shopify. So that's pretty cool. Like, we have some ideas. A lot of these are more the mushy side. There's really not that many funny ones in here. Like this old standard one, right? I may not be your first date, your first kiss, your first love, but I just want to be your last everything. I love you forever and always. That's a pretty standard one. Some of these quotes have been selling for years. You might want to adjust, make them a little unique. And then there's ones that have like necklaces and message cards in them. But there's one. There's a Grinch one. Oh, wonderful. A trademark one. Cool. To my sexy wife, I stole your heart, and now mine is 3 sizes happier with you. Love, your Grinch. Well, I didn't even hide it that it was a Grinch one. That's interesting. It's weird that that stayed up that long. But anyway, it just gives you a lot of ideas of what you can do with this. So you can sell this, but when you combine this with a digital product, you're now unique and it's even better. So this is what everybody does. They come here and they read this, which this quote, so to my smoking hot soulmate, whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember whose queen you are and straighten your crown. I may not be your first date, your first kiss, your first love, but I just want to be your last everything. If I could give you one thing in my life, it would give you the ability to see yourself through my eyes, and only then when you realize how special you are to me, best thing that happened to me. So they combined 3 saturated quotes into one message card, and apparently it worked. I don't know if it's selling much anymore, but we don't have to do that. We can be a little bit more creative and unique, because unique and first to market works very well. If we click this, you can see what it looks like. It's just a sales page. They got the box, they got add to cart, they got all these kind of things to build trust, right? Like Visa logo, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, PayPal. Everything's in here. Then they have all the reviews from all the products across all their different sellers, which is wonderful. Anyway, bottom line is it works, and it works well. And those products do sell well, but that's not all that you can sell. You're not limited to just like one product type with this, and I'm not going to limit you to one product type. That's just an example of a product that works very, very well, especially for Valentine's Day, because people love jewelry and they love buying those. And I've sold a lot of necklaces over the years, and I know it works very, very well. So that's one. That's one product. There's more on Etsy too. We can still spy over there, even though we can't sell message cards. We can sell other stuff. So just let me log out of my store here for a sec, because I don't really want to give that away to everybody on the internet. There we go. Okay. Let me pull this over here for one quick second. And now we're on Etsy. So you're like, but Will, you just said Etsy isn't really doing very well right now. Correct. But we're not using it to sell on it. We're using it to spy on what's working. So if I go here and I type in Valentine's, oops, almost lost my screen, Valentine's Day gift for her. And let's see what comes up. Should be a bunch. And now we can filter this too. There's mugs. Oh, there's a message card. Ooh, that's interesting. So this could be one that's left over on the site. Nice. Look at that. 13 views in the last 24 hours. Oh, where it all began. That's actually a pretty cool idea. So they took the message card and they added the map to it and they customized it. That's actually pretty neat. I like that. That's a good idea. Unfortunately, it involves a lot of manual labor, especially here, because you have to figure out the map and the name and the date and all that stuff, but that could work very well. Now that's probably going to get removed because they're using Shine On, even though they're not connected directly. They're just doing manual orders. But I wouldn't recommend doing that because not on Etsy, but off of Etsy, I would probably do something like that. That would be actually pretty cool. Not a bad idea. A lot of manual, but worth it. And then there's manual mugs, there's candles, there's these Canva prints, there's shirts. Even these shirts are very simple. Uh, there's some candles with some interesting sayings on them. More Canva prints, and look at that, just a heart, like Valentine's Day sweatshirt, just a heart on it. So stuff like that you can sell too. And if you think of this would be probably a woman buying it for herself. Whereas something like this might be a man or a woman buying it for their partner. Same with these, with the Canva prints, everything else, or Canvas, not Canva. And there's a whole bunch in here that you can do, and you can sort by, we go to filters for real quick. We could sort by physical products or digital. So let's go physical first, and then star seller. You guys have seen me do this a million times. Click on that, and then up here, I don't care if it ships to Canada. So I'll remove that, and I'll replace the word star with BEST. Boom. There we go. And then, so we've got all bestsellers now. Oh, that's actually cool too. Purple marble mug, personalized. That's neat. And there's one, just a love. So we're seeing a lot of simple sweatshirts, right, in red, which once you start noticing things on the bestseller list, there's another one that is not from Shine On or Gear Bubble. Mama, a lot of cool ideas. There's another one. Tons of time. Oh, now we're getting into some cards, some digital. Happy Valentine's Day. I'll give you the D later. Nice. And that is actually a physical product because they're mailing a card in an envelope inside another envelope. But you could just sell the card itself if you wanted. You have my heart and my love sweatshirt. Okay. So there's tons and tons of these. Let's just look at the numbers real quick. See how the sales are looking. Oh, 60,000, 50,000. Personalized song plaque, custom name necklace, 36,000. Watercolor pet portrait. Okay, that's not quite it. Jigsaw puzzle, photo key, personalized couple engraved. So there is a bunch of these. If we narrow this down even more, we could say Valentine's Day shirt. Let's go with the shirt first. See what comes up. Tons of these are selling all over the place. And let's go to the best sellers here. So that is a digital file. Digital. There's one. 2,716 of these sold. And it is a good old, for some reason, those do really well. When you have like the Starbucks kind of drinks on a little heart thing. 37 people bought this in the last, just a pink sweatshirt with that on it. Women's Valentine's Day sweatshirt. Wow. Crazy. Remember shirt size, it's a little trick there. It says $15.90 till I select a large. Now it's $30.98. And these are Etsy prices, which are obscenely low. We don't have to lose money by selling products like on Etsy. When you sell print on demand products, you barely make any money at all because you have to price it so low because everybody races to the bottom. When you have your own store and if I were to sell this pink sweatshirt with a lovely design on it on my own store, I can sell that for like 50 bucks or more. So I can make sure that I profit off it because it's just an Etsy thing where they love to just buy the cheapest thing possible and then usually complain about it. But not that I'm upset with Etsy or anything. This one has a lot of good reviews. So there's a prime example of something that you could buy, you could market to people for Valentine's Day. This is not a gift though. This is something that the woman would buy for themselves. So you could put this in your Valentine's Day collection on your shop and it could be an option. and it would allow you to hit the different demographic. Because if we're targeting women for that, that's fine. But then when we target men for Valentine's Day, obviously we're not going to try and sell them the sweatshirt. We're going to try and sell them a gift, like a message card or something, plus a digital product that they can give to their partner. So I think it's more, in my household anyway, it's more of a one-way street on Valentine's Day where, yeah, I'm buying something, flowers or chocolates or whatever it may be, and I might get a thank you for it, but it doesn't. I think the prime direction is the male buy for the female, or one partner buying for the other. Maybe it's different in your house. I don't know. The point is there are a ton of ideas here, and I'm going to go one more and show you the last one, just to spy here. These are also popular. And the thing that I like about mugs is they're easy to create. On Etsy, you can't make any money selling mugs. Off of Etsy, you can. So you could be selling sweatshirts, you could be selling mugs, you could be selling message cards, you could be selling some digital products very easily. That will do very, very well. Even these 3D ones, we figured out how to make those. It's not the problem with these that I'm finding though is some people are thinking that it's an actual textured 3D print, and it's not. So you have to be careful with that. But even stuff as simple as like XOXO, and if we go to product analytics again, just look at this real quick. This personalized name mug is always doing well. I actually have that one showing on my website as an example. And I think we created one of those in our group coaching program too. This one's selling like crazy. This could work for Valentine's Day too. It's a lovely gift to give to your spouse. So that's a personalized one, but there are ones that are not personalized on here, which I lost. But you don't have to personalize it anyway. The point is, there is a buttload of ideas in the print-on-demand world and digital world that you could be selling for Valentine's Day that work very well. And I do have a little trick to get around the cutoffs for print-on-demand, which is typically 2 weeks before the date. But I have a way where you can sell it right up to the date. So the basic gist is there are a lot of options out there for you to sell. And it's not just digital. There's print on demand stuff too. There's physical products. There's a lot of ideas, a lot of things you can do. So many that, I mean, it pumps you up, right? So are you pumped yet? Do you see what is possible? There's people making money on this. And if they're selling like crazy on Etsy, they're going to sell like crazy off of Etsy too. And you won't have to pay a bunch of fees or sit back and twiddle your thumbs while you wait patiently for sales. So let's move on to the second part now. And this is interesting because this is how to sell them. So Etsy is one option. Shopify is another option. But first, let's talk Etsy. So I have a love-hate relationship with them right now. I love that they are super simple. So to set up a shop, it's easy. It's super easy to list products. You can do print on demand and digital products, no problem. Etsy's fine with that. I mean, you can't do message cards, but that's fine because there's less competition for us with our own stores. Now, Etsy always says we have like 90 million buyers, and they tell you you do not have to buy any ads to sell here. You don't have to do any marketing. All you have to do is open up your shop, list your products, sit back, and we'll do the rest. And it's a very, very attractive offer that they make, and it sucks in a lot of people because they think, well, this is it. This is what I'm looking for. I don't want to market my products. I just want to make them. So I'll just go to Etsy and list everything, and life will be beautiful. And the fact is, this brings me to the hate side of Etsy. And hate's a strong word, but I really do. I feel this way. I don't like that they're struggling. Having laid off 11% of their workforce recently, sales are down. I don't like that I put so much focus on them and then this happened. I feel like I made a bad judgment call for some of my shops when I could have been putting my time and energy into other things. Now, long term, it's going to be fine. It's a dip, but I don't like dips. Okay, so I don't like that. That clearly that's a sign of struggle when you lay off that many people. And the CEO even said we're not doing a good job of getting our sellers sales. He said that in his little report where he announced they're laying off 11%. That's kind of scary. Kind of scary. I mean, it's an economy thing. We're kind of down right now. Once rates start being cut again, things will pick up. It'll be back to normal. It's just we're in a dip. So the other thing is they can put you on a payment reserve, and they do pretty much right away. So as soon as you make your first sale, it's even in there that they're going to put you on a payment reserve for 90 days. When you get in that reserve, you basically don't get sales. They're like, yeah, okay, we're going to let you sit there for 90 days, and we're going to keep the bulk of your money until you ship it to make sure you ship it properly. And there's even some that are worse for payment reserves. And then they got in trouble for that, so they had to change their payment reserve to make it a little less painful for their sellers. But anyway, payment reserves stink. Like you make a sale and then you got to wait like 3 months for the money. That's awful. The other thing is they can suspend you, they can ban you. If they don't like what you're selling, they'll just be like, yeah, no, we're done with you. And then, so if let's say you have a shop where you put in 1,000 hours of work, and all of a sudden you wake up one day to an email that says, by the way, you're suspended. And you're like, oh crap, what? Wait, what? What'd I do? Now, some people are suspended for legitimate reasons, like selling trademark stuff, but other people aren't. And that's scary. I don't like that looming over me. Uh, the other thing I really don't like is you get very few sales the first year. Like, and I say very few relative to if you have your own store, but relative to other Etsy sellers, they might look at it as you have a ton of sale and you're doing great and you shouldn't complain. So I only say that because I made a post in a group one time showing a screenshot and how disappointed I was because I think I was at like 1,500 sales in the first 6 months, and they're like, "Well, I would kill for that. What? Are you kidding? Are you trolling us?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I find that horrible, but you guys think that's good?" I was very confused. Anyway, um, the ads that you can run on Etsy are very basic and with very little control. So, and even when you do start trying to control them, it just flops. It falls on its face. So it's very difficult to run ads on there. And I think it's just kind of a little money grab from them. It's frustrating to work so hard for so little results. That's the main thing that I really don't like about them. The fees are the last thing. They're insane. Every single thing you do, there's a fee. You want to list something, 20 cents. Oh, and it automatically charges you 20 cents every time you make a sale to relist that item. And then every like, what is it, 3 or 4 months, there's another 20 cents automatically charged on every item on your shop just to relist it. Like it's crazy. The amount of fees that I really don't like that. So it has its pluses, it has its minuses. And I know you're going, whoa, 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 hang on, what? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of them at the moment. I say at the moment because I'm not giving up on them, but they're in a dip. There's no doubt about it. And if you're on Etsy, you've experienced it. You know, I don't want you to give up, but I want you to get that instant gratification, those sales that happen, seeing it come in daily, it makes you feel better. When you're with Etsy, it's got to be long term. Absolutely, they will work and they will send you sales, but it's not going to happen in the short term. In the short term, you can't make much off them and at all, and it's very, very frustrating. Okay, so fine, I'm going to stop on Etsy. What about Shopify? That's another option, right? I also have a love-hate relationship with them too. I basically used every single platform out there in every way possible and every single supplier, and basically you name it, I've tried it. Because I love to experiment, I love to challenge myself, but that saves you a lot of time because you don't have to do it yourself. So the love for Shopify is this: it's super simple to set up a shop. It's easy to list products. You can connect up print on demand suppliers, no problem. You can do print on demand and digital products, no problem. They have tons of apps that you can install. Like they have a whole store dedicated to just apps to make your shop even better and basically do anything you want. They host it all for you, which is wonderful. It takes that load off you handling the techie side. And one of the other huge things I love about Shopify is you can run paid ads to them. That's awesome. You can't do that on Etsy. Can you imagine running a paid ad to your listing like this one on Etsy? Oh, not that one. This one, for those that aren't aware. If you say you're like, I want to run some Google ads to my listing, this is your listing. Well, the first thing they see is Etsy, the homepage, and then categories, and then search for anything and go to get off your listing, and then all these. And finally, they show your listing. But then down here, if you scroll down, there's photos from reviews. There's more from this shop. Okay, thanks, Etsy. But oh, by the way, you may also like, in other words, go look at your competition too. and then browse by category, and then explore related searches, and then all this other stuff. And then even these. Etsy is begging people to get off your listing and go browse around. That's what they do. That's why we can't run paid ads to Etsy. It's pointless. Plus, we can't track them because we can't set any pixels because, God forbid, Etsy will not let us set pixels. Anyway, on Shopify, you can, which is wonderful. So the thing I do not like about Shopify, those monthly fees get real expensive. Okay, there's store fees, there's app fees, there's transaction fees. Big stores on Etsy are paying 200 to 1,000 plus per month in fees. I'm not even joking. I know guys are paying 1,000 plus in fees once they've added in all those apps and their like email apps. And there's some that you have customization apps that are like 50 bucks a month, which whatever, that's fine. You're providing a service, but then they want a piece of your revenue too. And it's like, come on, like you're killing me here. So the other thing is they wrote it in a programming language called Liquid instead of a more common one, making customization more difficult. Not impossible, but more difficult because you have to learn Liquid. So you have to teach yourself a programming language if you want to customize it without using all the apps, which is a huge pain in the butt. I don't like that about Shopify. Okay. Mainly though, it's the fees that I don't like. Overall, they're solid. I mean, the fees and lack of 100% ownership and lack of customization do annoy me because, I didn't even mention that. On Shopify, you're renting your shop from them. You don't own it, you're renting it. So you could run into the possibility that they could just say, we don't want your business anymore and close up your shop on you. That's a risk, not a fun risk. So basically, what's left? WooCommerce. Now, it can do it all. Okay, it's not all roses and rainbows. uh, and the best part about WooCommerce is you own your store 100%. So the biggest hurdle, and this is the biggest downside, is you have to host it yourself, and that scares a lot of people away because hosting is a techie thing, and if you've never hosted a website or built a website from scratch on a host, it can be daunting to go through all that. Not me, but if you're not used to building sites, it can be intimidating to learn. So let's examine them with pros and cons. It's not a love hate with them, it's just pros and cons. So the pros are this: you own it 100%, no rental payments every month. You can customize it 100%. It's open source code, and it's written in, I believe, PHP, which is super easy. It's bigger than Shopify and Etsy, which I didn't know until I actually got into it. You can sell print on demand products and digital products. You can run paid ads to it. It's cheaper in the long term. It's more powerful. It's awesome for blogging because it's built on WordPress, and blogging is a huge part of my marketing techniques. So that for me, it's a no-brainer. It also has a ton of plugins, which are similar to apps for Shopify that you can install to do a lot of things. Now, the cons of WooCommerce are this: hosting your own store is scary if you've never done it. You're like, how the heck, where do I start? I don't understand this. You do have to update WordPress and plugins, although you can have it set to do this automatically too, if you really wanted to. It's a little more work up front to get set up, admittedly, but long term, I think it's worth it. It's a free plugin. Like WooCommerce is a free plugin of WordPress, so support is basically googling answers because it's not a paid one. So unless you use like their hosting, then you can kind of get support from them. But in general, there's huge communities out there that are dedicated to WooCommerce and they'll help you out. But you've got me for that, so that's not even an issue. So the question is, how the heck do we sell our own products online? The answer: set up your own WooCommerce store with my help. You can still use Etsy. You can still use Shopify. I'm not saying they're useless. I'm not saying run. I'm not saying any of that. Etsy's in a dip. Shopify's a little more expensive. I'm not saying they're awful. Okay, I'm not saying that. Owning your store 100% is just a great route to take to profit from Valentine's Day 2024 and beyond. Building your own brand and owning everything in it is a really nice feeling. So that's my thoughts in a nutshell. Sound good so far? You may agree or disagree. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm not giving up on Etsy, not giving up on Shopify. I just like this. Okay. So let's move on to the third thing, which is vital, and that is how to speed things up. No need to do it alone anymore. And then we're going to close this out. So first, are you getting excited? We have a few questions on where to begin. What the heck are you talking about with this combo method? It's intriguing. WooCommerce sounds kind of cool, but I'm scared. What's going on here? Well, buckle up because it's about to get even better. Let's finish this off, and then I'll get to my offer for you. So the reality check is, it's not a simple thing that we're talking about. There's a lot of moving parts. It can be complicated to figure out. You need a couple things before you even start. You need products, you need a marketplace to sell on, a store, ideas, accountability, guidance, motivation, a group of like-minded people, a never give up attitude. So how do you do this? Well, you've got your two basic options, and that is first, take the easy way from point A to point B in a straight line. Second is just figure things out on your own. Takes a little bit longer. Eventually you'll get there, hopefully, but that's the hard way. So the hard way is go for it on your own. Go to YouTube, search for how to cash in on Valentine's Day 2024. You'll get the following: different opinions, styles, methods, shifty people, tons of ways. Then you go try each one on your own. There's a ton of Etsy sellers that now want to sell you a course on how to, profit on Etsy with print on demand, because they did really well at the start of the pandemic and now they're struggling big time because sales just aren't there. Be careful. Be careful with big promises too, because especially with Etsy, because it's not going to happen. In other places it can happen, but not on Etsy. Not right now. It's in the dip. Anyway, you've got some, not the solution, but it's something called information overload. You've got so many options that you don't know what to do or where to start, which typically leads to overthinking and overanalyzing. So you do nothing, go back to square one. That route stinks. I do not suggest it for anyone. Instead, take the easy route. Learn from someone who is an experienced expert. Let's go back to 2005 for a second, and I'll show you what I did. I took the easy way. I found a mentor and coach myself. I was working at TD Ameritrade, took the night shift so I could search the internet for how to make money online. Found a mentor. He taught me all about that first business of mine, generating secured loan leads online, and I would sell them to banks and loan companies in the UK. Without him, I'd still be at my 9 to 5 job. Okay. Now, what happened to that job? Well, in 2007, the credit crisis hit, and my business dried up because all those people with bad credit who were going online to get a loan, the banks now and loan companies would not give them the money. So my business went belly up within the span of 2 or 3 weeks back in 2007. It was awful. I had to pivot. So that's actually when PPC Coach was born. If you want to learn a programming language, what do? You find someone to teach you how. And there's a ton of sites and boot camps and tutorials and everything online now. Plus, with programming languages, honestly, ChatGPT can write stuff for you. It's amazing. You want to learn how to invest? You find someone to teach you how, not me. I was a financial advisor in my previous life, and I've been tempted to open up a website where I offer financial advice with the caveat that whatever I tell you to buy or whatever I tell you to do, you do the opposite. That way you'll make money. Because I was a professional and I was really good at, somebody could hand me $10,000 and I could easily turn that into $5,000 in the span of like a few months, just following the advice of the doorknobs, talking heads at head office. So I've been tempted to do that, but I think there's legal things I might get into trouble for. And even with my own portfolio, when I invested, finally got back into stocks and dumped a bunch into Shopify and PayPal, and they tanked. So thank God I had other stocks that made up for it. But I've just now started to break even on my own portfolio after like 2 years, 2 or 3 years on it. So anyway, don't follow me for investment advice. If you want to learn to make money online, I'm pretty good at that. You can find someone to teach you how to do that. This is no different. You just need someone to teach you, guide you, support you. And a group of people who are going through it all with you is also wonderful. Which brings me to my offer to you. At the beginning, I mentioned my Valentine's Day 2024 boot camp, and that's what my offer is. It's a way to skip a lot of the roadblocks and get profitable. But first, let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying it so far? Hope you're nodding your head yes. Do you think this might be the missing piece you've been looking for? So we covered like what to sell, how to sell them, how to speed things up. So my question is, do you want to do this with me? Introducing the Valentine's Day 2024 Bootcamp. So those info and methods that I've shown today only scratch the surface, not even a dent, to be honest. The Valentine's Day 2024 Bootcamp is all about teaching you how to implement my steps, showing you the exact products to sell, and most importantly, how to sell them, getting you to cash in on Valentine's Day 2024. What is it? Full training, support, and some sweet bonuses all packaged up for you to get there quick. Sound pretty good? I think it is. What you get, we'll go through this real quick. 3 live training sessions over the shoulder. You learn than you do in group coaching format. $1,997 value. It's full training, step by step in detail. Okay. And we're going to cover everything that you need to know to sell products and a lot of products for Valentine's Day. That's just the training. I got a couple bonuses for you too. Bonus number 1 is ongoing support. Don't go at it alone. No need to fly solo anymore. If you've ever tried talking to someone about your online stuff, you get this reaction. That's what the wife does every time I start talking about my business. That's fine, because I do the same when she starts talking about teaching. What's the solution? Group of people who speak your language. That's what bonus number 1 is. That dedicated members only group for support and coaching along the way. So what you get in that is a members only group right on Facebook, available 24/7. Get support, network. People are in your shoes. People who will help you out, led by me. And it is as valuable as the training itself. So you get training and support. Does that sound pretty good? I think so. Total value $3,994, but that's not all. I've got a couple more bonuses for you. Bonus number 2 is the WooCommerce Bootcamp. Now, I just ran this last month, so you're going to need a store. I ran a bootcamp already, full instructions, A to Z. You could use Shopify if you wanted. You could use Etsy if you wanted, although you can't sell message cards on Etsy, so you probably can't do that. I'm going with WooCommerce for this, and that's my 2024 goal, is to have a nice, big, gigantic, branded WooCommerce store up and running and pumping out money and sales every day. So it's done and waiting for you, that boot camp. So you get the training, the new training, the dedicated group, the boot camp, $4,991 in value. If you want more, fine. I ran a Valentine's Day boot camp last year, and actually the year before, and the year before, and the year before. I kind of run them every Valentine's Day because it's very profitable. It's like second Christmas. So I'll give you access to that immediately too, to help you speed things up and get going. And that one covered, I think it was, we talked a lot about candles, and I think there was mugs in there that we're selling. There's like 3 training sessions. There's a group, get instant access to it. You can go through it all right away. That's bonus number 3. That's a 2023 Valentine's Day Bootcamp, not 2022. Last year's, tons of training, tons of value, get you going fast, $997 value. So you get those, $5,988 in total value so far. What about designs? So I've got tons of them that you can edit. Don't start from zero. Instead, edit my templates and sell them. So bonus number 4, I'm going to give you 100 templates to use right away. These are message card ones, and they're super easy to edit. I can show you how to do it. You can use Photopea. You don't need any paid programs for it. Or you could use Canva. You could use Photoshop. You could use Illustrator, whatever you want to do. Sometimes though, like, it's hard to come up with ideas for designs, and it's easiest to edit existing designs. So these go for like $20 each. They're made by professionals, and you can edit them to suit your needs. So 100 times like 20 bucks a piece is a $2,000 value, honestly. So I'm going to set you up with that, which is wonderful. You don't have to worry about that part. Now we're up to what, $7,988 in total value. So what about hosting? That's the last part, right? The big hurdle with WooCommerce. So the good news, I'll host your store for 6 months, $20 per month after that, or you can move to a host of your own choice, because by then you'll be comfortable. Moving a WooCommerce store is not really that big of a deal. It's basically moving some files and some databases over. And there are programs that can help you move stores too. If you don't want to stick with me, that's fine. But for the first 6 months, I'll host it for you for free. Okay, I'll be your tech guy. Now, that's hosting by me. Hosting, like I said, it can be a hurdle. Let's eliminate that. I'm very techy. I've got your back, and I've got a powerful server. I'll host your store for you. 6 months free, $20 per month after. You can move at any time. Okay, and if you look at $20 per month after, that's on the low end compared to a lot of the hosting programs that you'll find. And if you need recommendations, I can provide you recommendations too. If you want to start off with your own host from day one, no sweat. So now we're up to $8,985 in value. How does that sound? Training, support, templates, and 2 existing boot camps and hosting. I got to fix that slide. You get it all. It's a ton of value. So I should charge that $8,895 for this, but I'm not charging that much. So I had a choice to make. First option, sell it for cheap, getting more people going. Second, charge it for more, limit it to fewer people. I went with option 1. I want to help as many people as possible. It's a good deal at $8,985, but I priced it at $997. But wait, since you showed up here on the webinar, I'm going to knock 70% off for a limited time. $299.10. If you want it, ppc-coach.com/V2. And apparently you have to do that all lowercase because uppercase doesn't work for some reason. I don't know why. So ppc-coach.com/v2. The 70% off is for a limited time. The link is going to be in the bottom right of the screen from now on. You're getting everything. This will help you cash in on Valentine's Day using my combo method, which I've never really shown before because I couldn't really do it properly before on Etsy. And I spent like the past year really focused on Etsy hardcore on digital products. So now I'm getting back to my roots and really want to own my own shop, which is why I'm going WooCommerce, print on demand, and digital. So my combo method allows us to sell right up to the date, which is wonderful because, guys like me are late, and you always see those guys in like the drugstore or like Walmart who are in the card aisle on like February 13th or February 14th in the morning. I've even done it where I'm looking for a card for the wife because I forgot to buy her something. Then I'm hoping they got some chocolates or something, or I got to run to the grocery store and get some flowers. That's me. I'm always late with that. I'm going to try this year not to be, but I've got a way around that online when you don't have to be Amazon with Amazon Prime. Anyway, what's the guarantee? Simple. If you do nothing, you'll get nothing. Nothing will change in your life. If your first question is, hey, hold up, Will, what's the refund policy? Don't buy this. That's not a good fit. It's not for you. Your mindset's not right. If you take action, follow the challenge, the boot camp, you're going to succeed. So what I'm saying is, if you want to speed up the learning curve, then do it. If all it did was teach you how to cash in on Valentine's Day 2024, give you support via the private Facebook group, hand you 100 templates to use immediately, give you immediate access to the WooCommerce Bootcamp to get you up and running quick, give you hosting by me, and give you immediate access to last year's bootcamp, would it be worth it? I think so. So if you want to cash in, you have two basic options. Do it alone. Go to YouTube. How do I cash in on Valentine's Day 2024? You'll get conflicting info. You'll get confused. You'll get overloaded. You're going to overthink it. You're going to second guess yourself. Second guessing yourself should be my profession that I get paid for, because I'm really good at that. Very good at that. I hate it too. Waste time, waste energy, and struggle, not good. Option two, get my help. Training support, 2 boot camps, templates, and hosted by me. That's a pretty sweet package, I think. Which option do you prefer? I think it's a complete no-brainer. Is that a lot of money? Not really, for what you're getting, to be honest. What are you really buying? You're buying the best chance for you to profit. I've eliminated roadblocks to get you making money faster than ever, giving you a ton of value to get you making money as fast as possible. So you can do this alone. I have in the past. It's possible. I wish someone could have showed me all this stuff. When you buy time and help, you get there faster. So you also increase the odds of making it work for you. Who am I to teach you? An experienced expert with a lot of success so far. I still do make mistakes. I am not perfect. But the thing is, I roll with them and I learn from them and I pivot when I need to make sure that I'm constantly on top of my game. Any questions, you can fire me an email, ppccoach@gmail.com. Now, what's the difference between now and later? Well, now you might be struggling. Later, you're not going to be anymore. This is a limited time offer, will not be available forever. In fact, it closes down Friday at midnight. Don't wait on it. You might miss the bus. Now, some common questions that I get all the time. How's it delivered? Well, the instructions are in the group, support's in the group, 3 live trainings on GoToWebinar, replays posted in the group, support available 24/7. You can post, ask any questions you want. We'll get to you as soon as we can. When are the sessions? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're knocking them out 3 days in a row next week. January 15th, 16th, 17th, 11 a.m. Eastern. I love 11 a.m. because I'm fully awake. I had my coffee or two. The kids are at school, the wife's at work, and I got the house to myself. Just me, 2 dogs, and a cat. Sometimes the dogs bark. We've heard them on my webinars. That's fine. That's life. What if I can't make a session? No problem. Replays will be posted, available to view. See, spell check never catches that via because it's via and it's spelled right. That should it should say view anytime. I also post them to YouTube as unlisted videos so that because Facebook tends to downgrade the quality of the video, which is super annoying to watch it. YouTube doesn't, so I can get it in like 1080p on YouTube. So I always post it to YouTube and Facebook for you. When can I start? Right now. You get instant access to the group. First live training's Monday, but all bonuses are available immediately. Got to fix that to Monday too. Do I need a story? Yep. You also get a full bootcamp on how to open one, plus support, plus hosting. You'll be sending free and or paid traffic to it. So I'm going to teach you a little technique on how I do that. Works very well. Do I have to do customer service? Yes, but that's par for the course. Not as bad as it sounds. I know when I was using sites directly, I loved it because I didn't have to do customer support. but I think it actually cost me my Facebook ad account because I didn't hear anything. So I didn't hear any complaints. I didn't know if people were happy or unhappy. I was out of the loop. And I think obviously people were unhappy with some of the product quality because it cost me my Facebook ad account. So had I been interacting with the customers back then, like 3, 4 years ago, and heard complaints about like quality of products or anything like that, I would have been able to make adjustments and fix it, and maybe I'd still have my Facebook ad account. I don't know. So how will I get paid with this stuff? Well, when you make a sale, you get paid up front. Then you pay the print on demand supplier, or if it's digital, you just keep it all. You keep the difference as profit minus any ad costs if you're running ads. That's how it works. Will it work year round? Well, yeah, but this training is focused on Valentine's Day. So once you get your store built, then you can be moving through every single holiday, which I've been doing for years and works very, very well. How long is the offer open? And closes Friday at midnight. First live training is Monday at 11. The door's closed. Don't wait on it. Will you show me what to sell? Yes. You'll see the store. You'll see all the products. You can pick any or all products you want to sell. You're even going to have templates that you can use. I mean, don't sell exactly what I'm selling. Change it to make it a little bit unique, but you'll see everything. Will you teach me free traffic too? Yes. I'll show you how to sell these without paying for ads to hint SEO. And with that, another hint, solve a problem. So go to Google Keyword Planner and solve a problem for Valentine's Day. I'll leave it at that. What if I have more questions? Fire me an email. Don't Skype me. I got to remove that. I never use Skype anymore. Or go to the group, my free group on Facebook. So, did you join yet? Awesome. See you in the group in a minute. If you're still on the fence, here's a couple of testimonials and then we'll close this out. So, Mandy, I've known Will for a few years. I have a couple of his courses. You'll always learn something from him, whether you're at the beginning, intermediate, or advanced stage of your business. He teaches what is working for him now and teaches in a simple, easy to understand way. I was able to implement one of his courses and within the first lesson made my investment pack. I love that one. Oliver, I don't usually make public posts on Facebook, but I feel I need to tonight. Will, you could be spending your time making money for yourself instead of creating such great and insightful content. I truly believe you genuinely care and want to help people. Got me started with print on demand back in February. I'm already seeing great success. I've had several bumps along the way, but believe in yourself and you can do this and you will. Take care. And then Chris, I've been following Will for nearly 3 years now. To this day, I think he's the best in the business when it comes to coaching print on demand and Facebook ads. Well, not Facebook anymore, but I purchased a couple of his courses in the past and they've been great. Everything he teaches has been battle tested and proven, so you can trust the strategies that he shares. Definitely follow this guy. Sorry, there's a guy coming up the walk. Dogs are going to bark. Oh, you won't regret it. Distracted much? Okay, well, more testimonials, go there. There's a whole bunch on there. I should probably get more too. What happens after you order? You get immediate access to the group. First live training is Monday. Thanks for watching. I can't wait to help you succeed. You're buying something unique. Training, support, templates, and existing boot camps. Everything packaged up nicely to get you going. If you skip it, I'll call you crazy, but we can part as friends. So do not wait on this. This is what you've been searching for. Let's get you profitable and cashing in on Valentine's Day 2024. Oh, one last thing. Now, this is optional. This is new. I haven't done this ever before. I'm kind of testing it out because I have had requests for it. I had some requests for one-on-one. Now, normally, my one-on-one is $5,000, and that's for, what is it, 12 weeks? No, yeah, 12 weeks, 2 calls per week, something like that, or 6 weeks. I can't remember. I got to look into what it is. Anyway, normally I charge $5,000 for my one-on-one. So don't worry. I'm not, it's not that much for this. I'm offering 2 one-on-one sessions for $495 as an option, not included, just as an option. If you want it, I'll show you how to get it. But if you go to the order form, you can add this to your order and I'll help you one-on-one in addition to the boot camps and everything else that you've seen. So let me just pull up the order form real quick, how you guys would do it. I'll show you what you can do. If you want it, you don't have to take it, but I have had people request it. So I figured, you know what, let's throw that in there. So let's go ppc-coach.com/V24. Okay, here we go. This is the order form. And you can see all the good stuff. So it is $299.10, $697.90 off, but here it is. So this little thing, if you turn this on, see over here, it adds it to your order. Okay, and when you add it to your order, you just click it to add it. It's a one-time offer, 2 Zoom one-on-one sessions where we share screens and help you one-on-one. Probably do one at the beginning and one near the middle or at the end if you want. It's really whenever you want. If you want to get going first, get some questions, then we do one, that's fine. And then do one at the end, that's fine too. Each session is 45 minutes minimum, probably go a little over an hour. Help you ensure you succeed big time with Valentine's Day 2024. And this is where you and I are chatting. We're going through your stuff. We're answering any questions. We're figuring out any hurdles, any technical difficulties, any marketing questions, anything that you want to talk about on those sessions to help you get profitable. We'll do it. Okay. No problem at all. So that is something I've never done before, but I am testing it with this bootcamp as an add-on. So if you do not want it, just leave it off. It should be off by default. But if you want it, click this little switch right there, turn it on. It'll add it to your order, and then I'll see it as well, and I'll reach out to you, and you reach out to me, and then we'll set up some times to hop on Zoom and do those one-on-one sessions. So basically, there it is, 3 live sessions. Bonus number 1 is a group. 2 is a WooCommerce Bootcamp. 3 is Valentine's Day Bootcamp from last year. 4 is 100 message card templates. And 5 is hosting by me. Let me move this over here. All right. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate your time. Go join now if you haven't already. And that's about it. So I'll take some questions if you have any. Otherwise, I am going to close off with that and go eat some lunch. Yeah, is it lunchtime? Yeah, it's lunchtime. All right. Perfect. Yeah, Michael, email me. I got your other emails. I'm going through them. Just fire me an email. We'll figure something out. Velocity equals gear bubble. Oh, I thought that was shine on. It looked like shine on to me. Interesting. All right, I am going to close it off with that. This will be open until Friday at midnight, so you do have some time to mull it over, but not that much. And I'd love to have you in there. If you guys are joining, wonderful. If not, no problem at all. We can skip it and on to the next one. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.